Willow Creek, a town where time seemed to drift. Gentle breezes rustled the leaves, sunlight glinted off the babbling brook. The scent of honeysuckle filled the air. It was a place of peace, a place of tranquility.
Mrs. Henderson, your cookies are the best, and your stories, I could listen to them all day.
Eleanor Gray, the mayor's daughter, skipped through the town square. Her laughter echoed through the quiet afternoon. She was the picture of innocence. Her golden hair shimmered in the sunlight. Her blue eyes sparkled with joy.
Eleanor, dear, promise you'll come back tomorrow. I have a new story just for you.
Eleanor was heading towards Mrs. Henderson's house. Mrs. Henderson was known for her delicious cookies and for her captivating stories. Eleanor loved to spend her afternoons there. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the town, Eleanor said her goodbyes.
I promise, Mrs. Henderson. See you tomorrow.
She skipped down the path, her laughter fading into the distance. That was the last time anyone saw her. Night fell, the stars twinkled above Willow Creek, but something was wrong. Eleanor had not returned home. Her father, Mayor Gray, paced anxiously. His face was etched with worry. Where could his little girl be?
Eleanor, where are you? Please come home.
A search party was quickly assembled. Lanterns flickered in the darkness. Voices called out Eleanor's name, but there was no answer. Only the echo of fear in the night. The townsfolk were baffled. Eleanor's disappearance made no sense. Who would take her? And why? Willow Creek had always been a safe haven. Now a shadow of fear hung over the once peaceful town. The search continued throughout the night, but as dawn broke, there was still no sign of Eleanor.
We can't give up. We have to find her.
Hope began to dwindle. The townsfolk gathered in the town square, their faces etched with worry and despair. What had happened to their beloved Eleanor? Days turned into nights, nights into days. The search for Eleanor continued, but the mystery only deepened. Rumors spread like wildfire through the town, whispers of strangers in the woods, tales of a shadowy figure lurking near Mrs. Henderson's house. Fear and suspicion gripped Willow Creek.
Did you hear about the stranger in the woods? Some say they saw a shadowy figure near Mrs. Henderson's place.
Neighbors who had once shared laughter now eyed each other with mistrust. The once peaceful town was now consumed by the mystery of Eleanor's disappearance. The sheriff, a burly man named Thompson, investigated tirelessly. He questioned everyone who had seen Eleanor that day. He scoured the woods for clues, but every lead led to a dead end. The weight of the town's sorrow rested heavily on Sheriff Thompson's shoulders.
Sheriff Thompson won't rest until he finds Eleanor. We all hope he can bring her back.
He knew he had to find Eleanor. He had to bring her home, but the answer to her disappearance seemed lost in the wind, just like Eleanor herself. One afternoon, a group of searchers stumbled upon something peculiar, a note pinned to a tree deep in the woods. The note was written in a shaky hand. It sent chills down their spines.
The music holds the key, the note read. Listen closely and you shall find her.
The discovery of the note sent a ripple of shock through Willow Creek. What did it mean? What music? And what key? Was this a cruel joke, or was it a genuine clue to Eleanor's whereabouts? The note was immediately taken to Sheriff Thompson. He examined it carefully, his brow furrowed in thought. The cryptic message offered more questions than answers. But one thing was clear: this was no ordinary disappearance. The sheriff's words echoed through the stunned silence of the town meeting.
The music holds the key, he repeated, holding up the note. But what music are we supposed to be listening to?
Suddenly a gasp echoed through the room. It came from Martha, Eleanor's closest friend. Her eyes were wide with realization.
The music box, she exclaimed.
Martha explained that Eleanor had a beautiful antique music box. It was a gift from her grandmother. Eleanor treasured it. She played it every day.
Sheriff Thompson rushed to the Gray residence. He found the music box on Eleanor's bedside table. It was a work of art. Made of polished rosewood, it had intricate carvings on its surface. He gently wound the key. A haunting melody filled the room. The tune seemed familiar, but he couldn't quite place it.
Was there something hidden within the music? A secret message? A clue to Eleanor's whereabouts? As the music box played on, Sheriff Thompson felt a surge of determination. He would solve this mystery. He would find Eleanor. He had to. The music held the key. He just had to decipher the melody. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a young boy named Tommy made a startling discovery. He was playing near the old oak tree in the town square when something glinted in the dirt. It was a small, ornate key. Excited and a bit confused, Tommy immediately brought the key to the police. After some deliberation, they decided to try it on Eleanor Gray's music box. The key fit perfectly, and with a soft click, the box opened. Inside was a small folded piece of paper. The message was simple. The old mill holds the answer. Chapter 5. The old mill on the outskirts of town had been abandoned for decades. It was a place where children dared each other to go, but few ever ventured inside. The police, along with a group of townsfolk, descended on the mill, their hearts pounding with a mix of fear and hope. As they searched the crumbling structure, they found a hidden cellar beneath the floorboards. Inside, they discovered Eleanor, alive but weak. She had been kept in the dark, with only the sound of the mill's creaking gears to keep her company. Chapter 6. The culprit. Eleanor's kidnapper was none other than Mr. Harold Jenkins, the town's reclusive clockmaker. He had been obsessed with Eleanor's musical talent and had concocted a plan to keep her for himself, believing that her music could bring life to his creations. The music box had been his way of luring her, and the notes were his twisted way of playing a game with the town. Jenkins was arrested, and Eleanor was reunited with her family. The town of Willow Creek breathed a collective sigh of relief, but the mystery of Eleanor's kidnapping would linger in their minds for years to come. Epilogue. The music lives on. Eleanor recovered from her ordeal and went on to become a renowned violinist, her music touching the hearts of many. The music box, now a symbol of her resilience, was placed in the town's museum, a reminder of the day the town came together to solve the mystery of the vanishing of Eleanor Gray. And though the old mill still stands, its gears silent and its secrets revealed, the story of Eleanor's kidnapping remains one of Willow Creek's most enduring tales, a story of mystery, music, and the unbreakable spirit of a small town.